freeze. Don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.
It's time for Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. It's Grand Bahama's best talk show, highlighting all of the positive things happening in Freeport.
Look forward to our special guests each week that will tell you about events, activities, and initiatives that are making a remarkable impact on our community.
You'll also hear from local business owners and get a heads up on deals and special promotions. It's time to Focus Forward. Welcome back to Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show, Focus Forward. We are so delighted to have you guys with us, and I guess I'm delighted to have this lady over here on the side of me who didn't join me for the past 2 shows.
Just delighted. You should be ecstatic.
What did you bring me from Japan?
I brought you me.
I don't want it.
I
don't want it. She left me for the last 2 weeks.
International.
But you know what? But I had a wonderful time because Claudine Pinder was with me from Invest Grand Bahama.
Shout out to Claudine for holding it down.
She surely did. And of course, you know, we always call on her because we want to know what's happening on the business side.
That's it.
And so it was really, really good to have her. But good to have you back. This is the only time you'll hear me say it. So take it. Just take it.
Birthday
Just
trip.
say thank you.
So did you have a gift for me?
I don't have nothing. You were the one traveling.
But you have a birthday gift waiting for me.
No, ma'am. You're supposed to bring a souvenir back for everyone here. Everyone is here in studio waiting to figure out what you brought. And you didn't bring anything.
So, let's talk about what's happening in Freeport. Did you introduce me?
I'm going to put that aside. We will save that for the commercial break.
Yeah, during the break. During the break, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
But it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
Here.
So, I'm Glendea Sweeting, and she is Alex Thompson. And we're so happy to have you with us today. Sorry for the beginning, because, you know, I had to get that off of my chest.
To get off her chest. She was feeling some type of way.
She was gone for far too long, and she was away and telling me about all of the things that she would have been doing in these other countries and the wonderful ideas that she is bringing back.
Oh,
and so
can't wait to share that with y'all.
We are excited to hear about that at some point. But of course, today, on today's show, we are going through the month of October, and during the month of October, we observe cancer awareness. And so it's very, very important within our community to be able to celebrate this month, but to be able to recognize those that are still with us, those that are going through, and to provide the support necessary, and also the education, which is also really, really
very important.
So we want to be able to show that.
The shirt that I have on here has these different colors on it. These all represent a different cancer represented. So even though we do think about breast cancer during October, we want to remind everyone that there's many different types of cancers that people are going through, and we want you to be aware. We're going to talk about that and talk about being tested, and you know, because early detection, is
very important. Very important. So we're going to get into that conversation, but of course,
you're going to tell me to find us.
Go ahead, Alex. Get comfortable.
So,
go ahead.
You can find us everywhere. We're on Facebook, of course. We are on ZNS, of course. And you could find us on the different radio stations. What you need to do is go to our Facebook page or the GBPA page so you can find out what times we are on and how you can hear all about the positive things happening right here in the city of Freeport.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And make sure share this information with others. You know, sometimes we always go out and we meet people. Oh, shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Roker, who was at the 70th anniversary John Canoe's City Rush on Saturday. I had an opportunity to meet them. That was wonderful. Did you meet anybody?
I think it's Sophie Smith.
Yes.
Sophie Smith. Faithful viewers.
Yes.
I want y'all to know, right? Every time y'all see Glendea out and she's not with me, you should ask her where I am.
So I get that. So where's your partner? My partner is at home. Not Alex.
So we do enjoy each other. We don't necessarily live together, but we thank you for that because we know that you're watching. Okay, we only have so much time for this show.
But yes,
I think we need to move on with the show.
Let's move on with the show. But thank you so much to our loyal viewers. And also Ms. Paul. Ms. Paul from Christ the King Church is another loyal viewer. And we're always delighted to speak with you guys anywhere and everywhere. We share the same food stores, the same gas stations, the same events. And it's always wonderful to hear from all of our viewers. So thank you guys for being so loyal.
I'm so happy that my face carries. I was, coming through the airport, and a particular agent of a particular airline that I won't call, she was like, "You look familiar." I said, "I do." She said, "You're on ZNS." I said, "Yes, I am." Said, "Oh, that show from Freeport." I said, "Yes." I said, "All right, then, let me let you get sorted."
Oh, goodness.
I was like,
favoritism.
"Thank you so much." Favoritism. I won't say that in case she gets in trouble, but thank you. I appreciate
just say thank you. Just say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into our introductions. And of course, we're so delighted to have on our show Ms. Portia Ibrahim, the president of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas, and also Ms. Garnell Frith, treasurer of the Cancer Society of the Bahamas. Thank you guys so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So we want to get into the topic of discussion today when we talk about cancer awareness. Ms. Ibrahim, let's start with you. Tell us what first inspired you to dedicate yourself to the work of helping those impacted by cancer.
So I joined the Cancer Society in 2015. At that time, my mom was going through cancer, and so I wanted to help in some way. And I ended up staying after she passed and climbing up the ranks, so to speak, in the Cancer Society as the secretary, and then offering myself as the president. And so here I am on that journey. And I think being a breast cancer survivor helps a whole lot while we're trying to get persons sensitized to the importance of being screened for breast cancer.
So this is 2025. That means you've been involved for 10 years.
I've been involved for 10 years.
Oh,
Long
okay.
time.
Yeah.
Now, if someone is listening right now today and they feel like they need help, what help does the Cancer Society offer to women going through?
So the Cancer Society offers assistance with our programs and initiatives that we offer on a yearly basis. First of all, would be our free mammogram campaign, where we offer free mammograms. And of course, we have the Pap smear initiative that's held every January. As a matter of fact, January 24th, we'll be offering our free Pap smear initiative again. We also assist with airline transportation for patients who traverse to Nassau for their treatments, chemo and radiation. And we also offer assistance with porta-cats, the little device. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we offer assistance with porta-cats. We offer assistance with medical treatments. Sometimes we offer small financial donations onto their bills, and we, of course, assist with examinations.
Okay.
So I know everything that you would have mentioned in terms of the assistance and the services that you guys provide, of course, those things go towards the patient. Is there anything that the Cancer Society would normally do, whether it be emotionally or financially, that would actually help the family members?
So we are here to assist cancer patients and their families, and we do that by offering information on how to meander through the processes of being a newly diagnosed person, so where they should go, how they should go about doing certain things. We offer that. We also offer emotional support for some of the patients. Some people just want to talk, and you have your caregivers and your family members who don't necessarily know what it's all about, and they need that one-on-one time. So we offer that assistance as well. And we also do talks, whether it's with NGOs or church groups and school groups. We offer talks. We go out and especially during this month, we have a lot of engagements where we offer information to the general public on cancer awareness, and not just breast cancer, all cancers.
Okay.
I'm sure people, on average would say, well, everybody knows about cancer or is aware of breast cancer. Do you feel that is the case, or do you feel there's still so much work to be done?
They may know about cancer, but even as far as the screenings are concerned, the most often thing we hear is they can't afford to get it done, the screenings. And so that's why we offer the free initiatives as much as we can, because, the Cancer Society we do all of our own fundraisers to assist the general public.
you're a
where need
non-profit
be.
organization.
Non-profit, totally non-profit.
That's the soft way to say, Alex, let the people know that we need them to donate to the Cancer Society
Please.
of the Bahamas.
Please.
Because in order to do what you do, you need
Yes, we
to partner with
definitely-
corporate sponsors as well as
Right.
individuals who want to help
Definitely.
you do what you do.
Definitely. And
So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say, when you mentioned corporate sponsors, one of our corporate sponsors has been the Grand Bahama Port Authority with our Pap Smear initiative.
Okay.
Oh, now that's good. So let's talk a little bit with you, Ms. Firth, about being treasurer. As we all know, in any business, because even the Cancer Society is a business.
Yes.
In any business, funding is very important. So how is the Cancer Society able to fund some of these initiatives and projects? Other than maybe the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who may come to the table, who are some of the others that may normally come to the table to support?
Okay, as the president mentioned, we have a lot of fundraisers going on. Every month we try to create a venue where we could raise funds, and we reach out to other corporate sponsors, individual, the churches, and other corporate organizations, and we seem to do a pretty good job at it, because we look forward and we explain and express the importance of donating to the Cancer Society. As treasurer, we're buying tickets all the time. I mean, on an average, we buying tickets like 2 per week to get patients into Nassau for treatment. So we really emphasize the importance of coming out, and also the education. Once the community comes on to the Cancer Society, come into our meetings, we could further explain, and we encourage the community to come out to our meetings every second Tuesday of every month. So it's really important.
I think it's important, like you would have mentioned, it's free or there's partial assistance for those who come.
Right.
How do you determine who gets the assistance? Because I'm sure you may have people constantly coming in. And how do you determine? I mean, I'm sure you don't have unlimited funds.
Right. Well, we get normally the requisite from the doctors. We have the evidence in front of us to show that this person is in need of care, and on those basis we can assist, because like you say, not anybody can come in and say they need assistance, so we have to have the information to back our support and make sure it goes to the right persons who are really in need, because you have cases where people have insurances and so forth, and then you have the ones who don't have insurance, who are really in dire need of assistance, and those are the ones we look out for.
I know many people may not realize the tremendous impact that the Cancer Society really plays here within the community. I mean, you know about the name of the organization. Every now and again you'll hear about it, someone will talk about it. When October comes around, everyone remembers, and then when November comes around, they kind of forget, right? Are there any success stories that you can share? Persons that would have been impacted by the service that you've given, helping them to be able to do certain things, and maybe even came back and say, hey, thank you. Can you think of any success stories that you can share? Or a success story?
So we, I hope it's after the day when this, but anyhow, we had a lady that was taking care of her mom, and the mom recently passed away, and she came back last week, I believe it was, and she is intentional on providing assistance to the Cancer Society in honor of her mom and her passing. And so that was an excellent, that boosted my morale for a little while. I was out there ready to beg for some more money to get some people into Nassau, because, like the Bible has a similar story with the 10 lepers, only one came back. And when this lady came back, and she said, I only wanted to call and say thanks, I wanted to do a give back, and I was ecstatic. So it makes you push a little harder to go out there and keep going with the efforts of the Cancer Society.
We've had a couple of those
Yeah,
cases
many
too.
of them.
And people come back and they
yes,
want to
yes,
give and,
that's good.
and they want to
Yes.
support.
Wanna give back.
So I have, I think what happens is when you're touched by it, it changes.
Yes.
You, as a business owner, I would always give to different charitable organizations. But having one sister passing from cancer, another one, you know, she's a survivor of breast cancer, it changes. And I think that's how it touches people.
Yes.
You know, it just changes. Okay, I realize the importance of having, you know, the care and having the assistance, because the Cancer Society did help one of my sisters, you know, going through. But there's also the emotional part as well. How does the Cancer Society help those that have emotional challenges dealing with this? I'm sure when you're young, you don't expect to be diagnosed with any type of cancer, let alone breast cancer that has to be removed. It changes your dynamic as a woman.
Yeah. So we have some instances where persons need a little more attention than others. And when I say that, not to say that they all don't need attention, but some take it harder than others. And so the explaining comes into play. There's some cases that we have as a survivor that I could say, well, listen, I had experience, I went through this is what I did, this is how you go about this is what's expected. And so it makes it a little easier. Sometimes it's relatable and they understand a little bit better. And so the emotional support is important and key in the Cancer Society. We have a couple of persons who pray along with survivors. You know, it depends on the situation. It's different for most persons and their families. And the caregivers. You have to remember those persons as well, because they play an intricate role in their journey.
That is true.
So let's turn the tables a little bit and talk about Cancer Awareness Month. What are some of the activities or campaigns that may be on the table for persons to either support, take advantage of, be a part of? What are some of those?
So we have we have a sip and paint that's planned for the 26th of this month. Again, a fundraiser. It's going to be held at Pirates Cove at 5 p.m. and the tickets are $55. And so that's one of our initiatives for this month. We are also going to be attending church at Jubilee. You know, you have to give God praise and thanks for every day being able to be above ground. On the 26th as well at the 9 o'clock service. And so we are concentrating on, again, offering the education to the public. And so we have some speaking engagements that we are doing this month as well to make the public aware of the importance of screenings.
All right. Now, I know, again, being a nonprofit organization, you need the finances, but what are some other ways that businesses can get on board and assist, if not financially?
Well, we tried in, when we have our meetings, we try to encourage through education, and we try to encourage the wider community. We advertise, we're on Facebook, on YouTube, we'll be going on YouTube, and we try to encourage the business community and the locals alike to come out, come to our meetings, and, you know, they would understand the importance of being involved, being a part of the Cancer Society, because it's so much, it means so much to so many people when we can give back and assist. And a lot of families are going through a lot. You know, I'm a survivor myself, and I know the importance of having someone there to talk to, you know, to lean on, and to get the education. Because sometimes we look at ourselves, or we realize something is going on within us, and we're not sure, and we're afraid, you know, so we try to, you know, to talk to the community, have those meetings, those regular meetings, and being out there in the public, you know, with the fundraisers and everything. So,
I think that's something that we struggle with as a culture.
yeah.
Not wanting to go to the doctor to
Right.
find out if there's something wrong.
It's scary.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Scary.
yes.
But you gotta know,
Fear is
that's how you can
crippling,
know.
you know.
So your message to the public is, do not be afraid.
Right.
Don't be afraid.
No.
Get screened.
Get
It's
screened.
important to know whatever your status is. It's important to know.
Now, are there other organizations that you work with? One comes to mind, Sister Sister, another MAP.
MAP.
Tell us a little bit about how you guys work
Us
along
too,
with,
yeah.
and us too. How do you guys work along with these organizations to be able to help people that just really need it?
So all of the mentioned groups we partner with whenever they are having events. We would normally team up. Mostly it would be health fairs you would see us all at, and that is, again, to disseminate the information. But us two, men's group, and they deal with mostly men's prostate cancer screenings. The Mammogram Access Program, of course, we are affiliated with them, and the Lemonista group, or Know Your Lemons group with Lemonistas. So we partner with all of those in order to bring greater awareness.
Okay. Now, we know that the message is early detection. You've been involved for 10 years. Have you seen an increase or the impact that you're making in the community?
Whenever there are screening initiatives that we offer, we would see higher numbers. The numbers would, of course, increase. Now, to say there's always more that could be done.
Of course.
There's more people to reach, and still, the education. And education and screening, I think, go hand in hand and is key to getting everyone to be more aware of their status.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask a question only because I don't know, but I would really like to know. For those that normally have to go over to Nassau, we know that that's where the facility is to be able to support. Are there any serious discussions happening here on Grand Bahama Island to have something similar? I know that we have our local hospitals, we have a new clinic that's coming up and things like that. Is there any serious discussions in the works to be able to help Grand Bahamians and also those nearby, those from Abaco and those that would normally come here en route to Nassau?
The health campus that is ongoing is supposed to be outfitted with an oncology unit. We have been advocating for an oncology unit in Grand Bahama for some time now, because we feel as if the Northern Bahamas should have an oncology unit. We have very high numbers in Grand Bahama that traverse to Nassau for treatment. That's only Grand Bahama. There's also Abaco and the Berries, and there's Andros, and the numbers are very, very high. Our Cancer Caring Center in Nassau offers free accommodations for persons who couldn't otherwise afford accommodations, and the numbers are staggering with how many Grand Bahamians and persons from the North traverse for treatment. And so we were advocating for an oncology unit here for some time, and once the health campus was announced, the government made provisions, or will be making provisions for an oncology unit in the health campus. So we look forward to that.
All right.
Well, I'm not ashamed to ask for money.
We know that.
I'm not, I take your
Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it.
response, let's make sure the camera.
I like the response. That means that the thought, the idea is on the table.
Yes.
And that's the only place it needs to be, so it doesn't go anywhere. And so now we got to apply the pressure, and we need to follow up
Yes.
to see the follow through, and we have to pray because it's definitely needed.
Yes.
So any final thoughts, ladies, as we begin to wrap this segment? Anything that you would like for us to know or to remember as it relates to cancer awareness? Ms. Frith?
Okay, it's important that the community come and visit us every second Tuesday of the month, so we can educate them. We can let them know how we can assist them. As Ms. Abraham mentioned, the cancer awareness or the cancer patients in Grand Bahama is much higher than any of the other family islands. I think about 90% of the patients that go into Nassau comes from Grand Bahama. So it's very important that they come, hear us, see what we have to offer. And the only way we can do this is through them coming, going on Facebook, getting the education, getting the assistance. I mean, just about every month, we have doctors or people who specialize in that area come and speak to us about cancer and the different type of cancers and all of that. Even spiritually, they come on and we bring in speakers, so that's important. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Abraham. Final thoughts? Anything you want us to remember?
Yeah, I want Ms. Frith to remember to give you all your thanks.
Alex is
Just a
very
small
excited.
token.
And of course,
Thank
we can't
you.
overemphasize enough the importance of
Thank
being
you.
screened and getting checked.
Thank you so
Yes, getting checked, definitely getting checked is very important.
Thank you so much. So we appreciate having you ladies here with us. And of course, we want to encourage all of you for you to be able to be a part of what's going on. Support the Cancer Society. They are located
On
where,
Longwood
Alex?
Road.
Hold on. Where?
On Longwood Road.
That wasn't what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say Longwood Road downtown because everywhere is downtown.
Everything is
I was
downtown.
make sure they know exactly where to go. Longwood Road, behind
MSC.
MSC, yes. The Cancer Society of the Bahamas needs your support.
Yes.
Your financial support. If you're an airline, you could donate tickets. If you're a food bank, you could give food. If you're
Yes.
a counseling session, you could offer counseling. We need it.
Yes,
They need it.
definitely. So thank you again, ladies, for being with us, and we really, really appreciate having you here. Remember that we are observing Cancer Awareness Month, so whatever you can do, however you can do it, please reach out to the Cancer Society and also the Cancer Association. We didn't mention them on West Atlantic Drive. So we have so much more here for you. We want to continue our discussions and continue to educate, utilizing these persons from this particular arena. And of course, we will be right back right after that.
Welcome to Freeport, the reawakened, the reimagined, the rebirth, the Renaissance capital of the Bahamas. Over $1.5 billion in investments. Marinas, cruise ports, downtown revitalization, residential developments. We're putting the city on the map. Want to know more? Just log on. Your future is only a click away.
Welcome to Yours and Mine's Fashion, where we carry a vast variety of products. We have fragrances from Dubai, we have the originals, we have Bath and Body Works, we have candles, you name it, we've got it. We also have a few of the handbags, we have scarves, we have body oils. Any occasion, we are here for you. Whether it's birthday, wedding, anniversary, or just I love you, we have it. We are here to please. We are located at the Raving Mall. Our hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Phone number 808-3710. Come and check us out. We're waiting to please you.
We are back and we are observing Cancer Awareness Month. And we had a wonderful top segment talking to the ladies from the Cancer Society of the Bahamas here in Freeport. And of course, we want to remind you, please, please support them. They do need help. And from the statistics, what we heard from Ms. Ibrahim, a lot of Grand Bahamians are affected and they're needing assistance to go into Nassau to be able to have treatment. And so anything that you can do to help them would be greatly appreciated. Alex?
It's a light way to say y'all need to give some money. Just put it on,
or
write
time,
a check.
Or some energy, maybe even
we
volunteer
want time and
if you
energy
can.
too. We want to,
Something.
but we need some money. They need to be able to help the people. But I was looking at my nail just before we started. I want to recognize Tipsy Nails downtown.
Oh yes.
Tipsy Nails downtown. I hit my nail this morning.
Oh, goodness.
And like it came off and I went to her to go try fix it myself and she said, no, I'll take care of it for you.
Oh,
she's not my usual
quite
nail
nice.
tech, but she's a downtown
business. Okay.
that worked on my nail for me.
Well, thank you so
But
much.
No charge.
Tipsy Nails.
Tipsy
And then I
Nails.
guess now we have to also mention Kishana from K Beauty.
Kishana K Beauty.
Yes.
Kishana K Beauty.
And also
Who makes us
Looking
look beautiful.
Fabulous. We also
Looking
have to
Fabulous.
mention Looking Fabulous. And of course,
OMG Couture.
Visible Changes as well. No, Looking Fabulous.
Oh, Looking Fabulous. All right.
For this week.
For this
we'll
week.
go back to OMG.
Visible Changes, of course. Did you see the
Visible
Change?
Changes.
Did you see? Did you see the auburn, the red for the fall? I can make a
Nice.
statement coming back
Okay.
to be close to you.
And of course, we want to thank Invest Grand Bahama, as usual, here with us from the very, very beginning. This is the month of October. This is our anniversary month.
Is it our anniversary?
Our anniversary would be
There's a cake, a
on
present.
the 22nd, October 22nd, and of course, it'll be 9 years this year.
So no birthday.
I've been putting up with this lady for so long.
No birthday gift, no birthday cake.
It's
Now we have
been
an
a while.
anniversary and no anniversary cake, no anniversary gift. You all put on the Facebook live to the bottom, Glendia, get Alex a birthday cake and a birthday gift and an anniversary gift. We could celebrate together.
Get Alex these things, and then we'll celebrate together. Okay.
We could do something for the whole staff, the whole production team.
Okay, Alex. All right, guys. So we want to get into our second segment so that we can continue the discussion. I really enjoyed the first segment talking about cancer awareness. But of course, we want to welcome to our round table Mrs. Ursula Sharon Simmons, who is a breast cancer survivor. We wanted to have some conversations with her today so that we can learn about her experience and learn from her experience.
High five, high five.
And also, we would like to welcome to the round table Dr. Gregory Swan. Dr. Swan, I must admit, this is the longest title I have ever had on Focus Forward, but every accolade is attributed to your name, and so I will certainly make sure, do my best to get this right. So Dr. Gregory Swan is the coordinator for the Bahamas Psychological Association in the Northern Bahamas and manager of mental health and psychosocial support services at the Ministry of Health. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, when you find time to come on our show with all these titles.
He's busy. He's very busy. It's very busy.
But we're happy that you came.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to come over to you, Mr. Simmons, but I just want to stop to Dr. Swan for a moment because, Dr. Swan, we started the top segment talking about cancer, and usually when people think about cancer, it's usually breast cancer. But of course, we want to touch, because we're speaking to you as a male, but also based on your experience, and I believe some of your connections with U2, if I believe, I'm not sure. I might be wrong. But anyways, I do remember there was a seminar at one point that I visited, and you would have been one of the speakers. And so tell us a little bit about the perspective of a male that may be going through or maybe going through cancer, some sort of cancer, from your experience. What does that look like for a man?
Well, I don't know if it's a whole lot of behavioral differences. When we're impacted, male or female, by stress, we will respond the same. We may have some physical differences in terms of the way our body is affected, but mentally and psychologically, you will have the same sort of symptoms in terms of the reaction to knowing that you have an illness that may very well be impacting the way you live. So stress management is critical. It comes with the same physical issues, fatigue. It comes with the same emotional issues, anxiety, and it comes with the same cognitive issues, the inability to manage the way we think.
So when we talk about the way we think, then I begin to think about mental health. Why is mental health a vital part of that process? I know we had talked to Ms. Ibrahim in the first segment about emotional things emotionally that people are dealing with. Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to tell us, why is mental health, or how can people be supported if they are having issues with mental health while they're going through such a traumatic experience?
Well, one of the major programs that support folks who are going through any issues mentally, we talk about support services. Support groups. And support group will provide someone, in this case, who's going through cancer treatment, what we call the ability to recognize that their mental disposition is consistent with what they're experiencing. So in isolation, we go through the process of trying to determine whether I am sane or unsane, I'm happy or unhappy. But if you're involved in support services, you can recognize to the extent in which you're being impacted and to the extent in which you can get support.
Okay. So in our society, when anyone talk about psychological issues, there's still a stigma around it. How do we get people to come in to talk about what they're feeling, what's going on in their mind? How do we get around that?
Well, it has been one of the biggest challenges in the Bahamas for a number of years, that anybody who go in for mental health services must be crazy. That's the stigma.
Right.
But the reality is, if in the absence of treatment, it is more severe, It is as severe if you don't get mental health support as any other treatment services. So we have found that since Hurricane Dorian, that's our benchmark, that the increase or the uptake in person coming in for mental health services increased dramatically.
Is it because we have made it a conversation that we have on a regular basis, or do you feel that people have just reached breaking points that they feel, I need some type of help?
A little bit of both. If you think about it, Hurricane Dorian affected all of us.
Yes.
So all of us needed help.
Yes.
So the idea at the time was, we're all crazy, let's get help. And I think that worked for a while. The residual effect is now persons who are coming up with new need for support services are reaching out for help. And we have constantly been providing services consistently since Hurricane Dorian.
So when we think about your connection with the Bahamas Psychological Association and the Ministry of Health, how do these organizations work together? How do you collaborate to provide these services?
Well, BPA provides the services. Ministry of Health provide the funding. So they provide the funding and the outlay. For the last 3 years, we have been providing consistent services in the North Bahamas, Grand Bahama, Abaco on a monthly basis. We probably would have seen in excess of 5,000 persons between the two islands. Yes, so we've been actively working. In fact, next week, we spend a number of days in the high school speaking about at-risk behavior.
So I like that we have these statistics to share, because that was going to be my next question. You know, are we keeping statistics? Are we seeing the benefit of making this treatment or these events available to our citizens? I mean, because like you said, most people think, you know, I don't need it. You know, it's for those that, you know, are crazy, but we're taking that word out of it. And so have you seen an increase in behavior changes? Have you seen an increase with persons recommending others to come in? And are we moving in that right direction? Do we have enough doctors? Do we have enough care centers to accommodate?
Well, the last part of your question, no. We don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough support centers. In fact, we were having some discussions recently with the agency of Grand Bahama in terms of how we can expand support services. In terms of persons reaching out for help, I think there's been an uptake. In fact, in the last year and a half, if you recognize in the North Bahamas, one of the persistent issue was suicide or suicidal attempt, suicidal ideation. And there's been an increase, but there's also been an increase in persons reaching out for help, which suggests to us that when people reach their breaking point, they're prepared to reach out for help.
So I have a question then. I mean, there may be people, and there will be, people that may never make it to get the support and assistance that they would need. What is a simple, maybe even practical way in which persons who, or family members, who may see someone probably having a challenge, what's a simple, practical way that they can help that person to address the challenge if they cannot get them to a professional?
Most of us who live together, who socialize normally, recognize what is considered our normal behavior. So whenever there's any behavioral change, changing my behavioral pattern, the way I'm thinking, the way I'm dressing, the way I'm behaving, those are some of the, what we call early warning signs and symptoms that my person may need help. And something as simple as having a discussion with them. We don't have to be a professional to have a discussion about how you're feeling, how you're doing. We don't have to be a professional to talk about, I see some changes in your behavior. When we get to the point you describe mental health and psychosocial support, it is one of those instruments that help us recognize when someone needs help and what are the support services that are available. So you're simply acting as an interventor for a family or friend that behavior may be changing for whatever reason.
Okay, so that family or friend who may need to do that, how do they find you or your organization? How do they find someone that they can speak to, or even those who need the help? How do they find you?
Where do they go?
Well, in the first instance, if it is someone that you feel is an imminent danger to themselves or others, someone who is thinking or behaving, behavior suggests that they may be suicidal or contemplating suicide, first step, 919. Get police in who will provide intervention. The second level of intervention is you can walk someone into the RAN, to the DIA ward or the psychological services who provides general help. And then you can provide BPA has, we have professionals throughout the Bahamas and internationally that you can reach out to us. And there are a couple of local organizations that also provide mental health services. So there's sufficient agencies on island or in the Bahamas that we can provide intervention.
So you have a hotline or something we can call, persons can call and things like that. So you said just go into the to the RAND. So that means if I feel as if someone is consistently in a depressed state, I can just walk them into the RAND and speak to someone and tell them, I feel this person is, not mentally stable or considering, depressed at a low state. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's simple.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Swan, and we'll circle back to you. We want to jump on over to Mrs. Simmons. Ms. Simmons, you've walked through an incredible journey of faith and strength. Take us back, if we could allow you to do so, to the time when you were diagnosed. What were some of the things that you were thinking about? What was going across your mind at the time?
For most of it, at the beginning, I was in denial. It's amazing the power of the mind, that you could have a lump, you could feel the lump, and you could ignore it. You could get dressed and you could pretend like you don't even see it, because at some point you just don't even notice it anymore. And I didn't want to know, because I kind of knew what it could be, so I didn't want to know. And it was at the urging of co-workers, because I remember I told a co-worker, and I said, boy, I get this lump here, and I showed them, like I said, this, and he's like, man, you need to check that, you need to check that. And my husband was like, well, he was in the husband at that time, he was like, you got to get that check, you got to get that check. And I kept putting it off, and I noticed I was getting increasingly tired, like everything made me exhausted. The simple act of getting dressed and getting ready for work, I just was tired, I needed a break. I went to the doctor. And of course, I went into the RAN, they sent me to, I was called it the pink place, I can't remember the name, escapes me right now. The clinic, you go to the clinic, and there's like, we need to do a biopsy. I already had my ultrasound, and they did a mammogram, and everything was looking like, yeah, I know what this is. And I went in for my appointment after I gotten the results back, and I remember the doctor sitting there, and as he was reading it, like I was laying there, and he was reading on the screen, and like I saw his expressions, like it changed, like it just went lower and lower, and I said, oh my God, it really is cancer. And he said, looked at me, he said, okay, now we have your results. And I shook my head, and his eyes got full of water. Shout out to Dr. Jerry. He is a kind, compassionate, wonderful man. And you could see the compassion in his face, and later on, stage 3, ductal carcinoma. And they ordered 16 rounds of chemo for me. Now, you've heard stories about chemo, and the basic things you hear, fallout, and, the bad feeling, so you have the basic overview, and then over at oncology, they give you what they call the chemo talk, and it's, they tell you basically what to expect, right. And shout out to oncology. From being from Grand Bahama, you always heard scary stories about Nassau and PMH and all of that. I am telling you, from day one, the most amazing staff and nurses and doctors, everyone was just absolutely wonderful. I had no incidents, no nothing. And this is someone who got up like 6 o'clock to get on a 6 o'clock flight, because you got to be there for Thursday to have chemo. And because I had a young child who was struggling with me have cancer, and her thought was anytime I went on the plane, I wasn't coming back.
Oh, wow.
So I was determined in myself I would go get chemo, come back the same day, and I would go to work the next day, because I was determined to keep my life as normal as possible. And by weekend, so by Saturday, I'd start to feel sick. I wasn't feeling sick right away. So by Saturday, it would be to the point where I literally could not move. And The chemo talk didn't prepare me for the pain. I'm telling you, right down to my lashes hurt. Like, I was just in so much pain. And getting up, going every week and going to work and trying to be normal and hair falling out and my husband shaving my head because I didn't know how to deal, and it affects everyone differently. And for me, the thought of losing a breast was, I'm a woman. I can't lose my breast.
Right.
I mean, it's my breast.
Right.
And I had nice breasts. I liked my breasts. You know, I didn't have hips, I had legs, and I had breasts. And I liked them.
Defined you.
Yes, that defined me.
I got you.
So, you know, just saying I have to lose my breasts. And I remember, and this is very important, that people understand the words you speak to someone that is going through, especially if you have not walked that walk. So you could look at a woman and tell a woman, oh, take it off, it don't matter. It's just breasts. That's cold and insensitive.
Right.
Because you don't know what that person mentally is going through.
Right.
So we have to be very careful in the words that we speak when we're speaking to someone dealing with any kind of illness.
Right.
We have to be mindful of that. So anyway, I started chemo, doing the chemo, and at some point, I gave up. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to get up and take another flight. I don't want to sit in the airport. I'm tired. I'm just done with this. This is it. So I didn't go back to chemo. They were calling, you got to come in, you got to come in, you got to come in. My husband says to me, don't do this. Don't leave us. You got to finish it. I can't fix my daughter here. You want some other woman to comb her hair? You know, they were calling.
Sound like he's saying the right things too.
Because he know what would get me.
Yes.
I was like, I don't want to. And I went back to chemo, and I finished chemo, all 16 rounds. And then I had a mastectomy, and I had my mastectomy a few days after Dorian. When I thought that they wouldn't have the surgery anymore, but I get a call from NASA saying, you have to take this emergency flight. They have a flight coming in, you gotta be on it because you gotta do this mastectomy and do it now. I did my mastectomy, and it was an adjustment, seeing myself. I wasn't me. What do you do when the person that you're looking at in the mirror doesn't look like the person you know yourself to be? How do you navigate that? And I want to encourage women that those are the things that we really don't talk about, and those are the things that scare us, but it's okay to talk about it.
Right.
You have to talk about it, because I found myself, certainly, I have to give myself mental to sit up, because I found myself doing this all the time, hunching over, because I didn't want to be noticeable.
It's a confidence thing. Yeah.
And I had no idea I was doing it till one day I went to take some photos. And she was just candidly taking photos before I was ready. She said, I want to show you something. And I was like, she's like, look at you. She said, you're leaning forward. You're hunched over. Why do you do that? And I said, I didn't even know I was doing it. So now I tell myself, even now while I'm sitting at home, sit back, Sharon. Hold up your shoulder, Sharon. Don't give into that natural instinct. Because after going through all of that, almost 3 years to the date, I get another diagnosis for my other breast that I didn't want to let go.
Okay.
So now, and thankfully, early, because at this time when I felt the little lump, I was like, hold on, I ain't doing this again.
You're going to deal with it right away.
Right away.
Recognized it.
Right away. And early detection is very important. I work along with MAP, Mammogram Access Program. I do volunteer work with them, and they're doing a tremendous service by providing free mammograms for women. I'm telling women, you got to find out. early detection, you have to, no matter it's scary, no matter, you have to find out your status. And I encourage all women to do that.
We really appreciate you sharing your story with us.
We do.
You know, I think you said a lot of things that people normally think about, but they're not sure about. And even for me, I learned a few new things.
I don't think that
because you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. You just don't know what the experience is like, women, until you go through it. But what you would have shared would be helpful to some of the women. And of course, again, the screenings, the early detection, because people are fearful even in that stage. And so you want to be able to encourage them, come forward, get yourself checked out, make sure that you go and see a doctor, that sort of thing. Don't be in denial.
And it highlights the importance of mental health.
Yes.
You know, you're needing that support. You're needing
The family
that support to get through it, but not just, but like she said, not just for her. Her entire family, everyone's affected differently. So.
And her husband said the right thing. It's really important to say the right thing to people. I'm learning that.
Know your audience.
Yes, you need to know who you're talking to get them to move. And so if my husband would say that something like that to me, I would have moved too, because you love, but you love your family so much. And you're willing to go through what you need to go through. And thankfully, Mrs. Simmons, you are here with us today. And of course,
encourage other women.
Yes, to share and encourage
Early
other
detection.
women.
I think that's the number one message we want to get across. Early detection.
Absolutely.
Early detection.
Absolutely.
And of course, get support. Use Cancer Society, Sister, Sister, Ma. Take advantage of all the opportunities. The BPA, is it called? Yes. You want to be able to, it's there. Use it. Don't be afraid to take advantage of what's there. And they need your support. I'm going to stress it. You know, support these organizations, because they are helping all of the persons that are in need.
Yes, absolutely. And again, Dr. Strawn, if we could, Dr. Strawn. Dr. Swan. My apologies. If we can just go back to you, just give us a very, very brief last-minute thought for persons that, again, may need some support. What would you tell them to do?
Well, 3 things I heard. 1, denial really impacts you. 2, being able to be involved in some emotional and psychological support group. And 3, counseling intervention is critical.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for being with us today. This has been so impactful and so heartfelt and touching. I really, really appreciated you in particular, Ms. Simmons. And of course, you know, it's really good to have doctors like Dr. Swan to be able to share with us some of the things that we may not know. We learned some statistics today, which means that, you know, it's not abnormal to hear about mental illness. It's not something that's far removed from us. As a matter of fact, it's very close to this community, particularly since Hurricane Dorian. And so we want to be able to look out for our family members and friends and look for the signs and do anything that you can to be able to support and assist them. And so, Alex, we had a great show today.
I wish we could go on.
Yes.
I wish we can.
Well,
I
of
want
course,
to hear more.
Cancer Awareness Month continues to go on, and so where we get information that we can be able to share to assist everybody and just getting some education, we will certainly be able to do that. And the Cancer Society is going to be sharing some of that information with us, so we will get it to you. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors and thank you for allowing us into your offices, your businesses, and your homes. Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show is always here for you. And until next time, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
And we're informing you on the positive things that happen when you focus forward.
You've been listening to Focus Forward, sponsored by Invest Grand Bahama. Like us on Facebook at Invest Grand Bahama Small Business Bureau to stay updated. And drop a business card at the Grand Bahama Port Authority receptionist desk to have your business featured on our show. Tune in next Thursday, same time, same place, for Focus Forward.